Traders from around the world, what's going on? It must be Friday, the 11th of December, and the market must have sold off a little bit from the emails and text messages that I received. Exciting day. I love it. I love how much you guys enjoy the markets and enjoy trading and investing in equities. It's sensational. So what I'm about to do is compare once more my little 2015 chart to the 2011 chart. This is the SPY, the ETF that tracks the S&P 500 Standard & Poor's. So if we look at just plainly the line chart here, plain to see that there's absolutely, without question, a reversal pattern. Volume is picking up. There's going to be some bearish signals in the next few days to few weeks on the SPY. Fully aware of that, fully capable to trade it. We're going to make things happen. So let's talk a little bit about the similarities, if you will, again, between SPY 2015 and SPY 2011. So notice we have this little support right there. We had a little bit of a support, old resistance, right? Old resistance kind of became some new support. Kind of became new support. Key point right there. Key point right there. And then we break through November, December area, right? So we break through. So we made a little bit of a sharp decline here, sharp decline there, relative low or lower low there, relative low or lower low there. So I'm really fully aware and fully capable. If this stock breaks through these support levels, I'm all about protecting yourself. If you're in a longer term position, how can you protect yourself? Buy some put options, right? Put options are stock insurance. Buy a few, protect your investments. There's nothing wrong with that. It's insurance. If you have house insurance and if you have car insurance, at some point you should probably be pretty excited about or learn about stock insurance because it does exist and it's not unwieldingly expensive. So in my particular opinion, I think we're about to get into a bear trap, and I could be totally wrong about that, and I could miss some pretty sizable bearish moves. For swing trades, day trading, if we continue to move bearish, I'm just going to destroy these day trading moves if we get them. But swing trade level, I'll probably miss a lot of this move because I do anticipate and did anticipate this little support to break. Some moves to come in. You get a little bit of a double top. Everyone's all excited. They hop on bearish. Then maybe the Federal Reserve comes out with some news on the 16th, which causes the markets to pop or drop dramatically with a big hammer, and then they come in. We'll see, right? A lot of people still ask about the Santa rally. I mean, really, the Santa rally was, there's October and October into November. So here's some pullbacks in December, and then if we can pop into January/February, I'd still kind of consider that the Santa rally. I mean, I think that's a strong portion of it. I think this is going to be some strong volatility, some strong chop city, and if you can find any stocks to be bearish on, great. But and this is a quote by Warren Buffett, I believe, when everyone is fearful, it's a good time to be greedy, I think is the term that he used. But when everyone's fearing, be happy. When everyone's happy, be fearing. That's the way I kind of throw it in there. So if everyone's going to be freaking out, everyone's going to be sad, the market's rolling over, oh no, this is a good time to be happy, right? Find some discounts, let's buy them, let's mitigate some support and resistance with some of our support resistance tools and just kind of go from there. So that's my thought on the SPY, just general market overview. I'll put the lines back on. There's the lines. So we can see that we did trade back down to a support. And yes, today's gap, today's move is what I like to refer to as a new black crow. It is a bearish gap without question. So let me just say that one more time. It is a bearish gap. We are at a support, and I would not be surprised one bit if we make some lower lows and lower highs. In fact, we probably will. Very good chance we can make it all the way back down to this gap, which is about 196 in the next 2 weeks. Then, call me crazy, but I still do kind of expect a bounce. I could be wrong about that, but longer term, any kind of long-term positions you're in, I'm buying protective puts. I think it's a smart thing, right? Buy insurance. And my goal and my anticipation is if we do get a big candle or a good Federal Reserve announcement or whatever comes out and we do bounce, then we can sell some puts to offset the cost of the puts that we bought, getting us into a bear put spread, aka possibly a calendar spread. If you ever want to watch a video on calendar spreads, we do have a few. You can hop over to Real Life Trading, type in calendar spread, real life trading. Pretty much if you type in any strategy in Real Life Trading after, you're going to get some pretty good videos. But there you go. Boom. And there's a few more from Tom talking about the calendar spreads or option trading strategies, Option Alpha, whoever that guy is. And there's me. So anyway, check them out if you get a chance. Really cool stuff. But I like the move. A lot of other traders have been calling this some type of 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C wave, and then we're going to come into a 5. There's a lot of that analysis out there that exists. Again, could be wrong about that. Not going to be worried about it if we are. I think that's really a pretty good overview of the longer term picture of trading. Here's Apple. And Apple today, as of this move, here's some analysis that a lot of other traders got into and I liked a lot. Was an iron condor on Apple expiring in January. 125, 130, 105, 100. And that was for 78 cents. So 50 cents is a 10% return on your investment. We got a little bit more than that, so it's about 18% or so. I like the gap, right? It's a white candle yesterday. It gapped down. We did trade down exactly to a trend line. We did close below some pretty solid support. So in Apple, I think there's a really good chance we could do something like this, maybe roll down, possibly bring it down to 108, and then, I mean, I'd love it if Apple got back down there. We can always buy some more. If Apple bounces here, it makes sense to me. There's a nice little trend line. It's right in the middle of this little move. I like the iron condor for January expiration. That's what I'm keeping my eyes on. As all of you know, there's a big. I got a big wager down there. I hate mustard. Gonna eat an apple covered in mustard if Apple breaks below 105 by next earnings. Dean's got a put sale at 105, expiring next Friday. That one should be fine, all things considered. So this is Apple. Let's talk about some of the big tech stocks today. Why not? Amazon. So Amazon, if you follow me on Twitter, I mentioned yesterday, feel a little bit bearish on Amazon, Google, and Netflix. Had a nice little rounding top, and you just had some really bearish candles coming in. Amazon had a great bearish retest gap today, right? Black candle, gap down, retested, rolled over. Brad Reed, a lot of other traders, Karen, they were keeping their eyes on Amazon. Troy Beinhauer, a lot of good opportunities on Amazon today. Check this out with the exponential moving averages. If you're a big fan of EMAs, here's the 10, the 20, and the 50. And the 20, we were sitting on there yesterday. We gapped down on a daily chart. There wasn't really anything stopping Amazon until there, which was 641. Next target on Amazon for me is the 50 exponential moving average. Could Amazon make some weird kind of head and shoulders and go down a little bit lower? Sure. If it does, I'm all about picking up some Amazon down at this $5.80 region. Don't know if we get down there or not, but if we do, cool. And if we don't, no worries. I like it. Facebook. So Facebook is also above the 50 exponential moving average. Nice little bearish gap down today. This is, of course, a new black crow, which is a black candle that opens and closes below the Friday. White candles close. Stock looks nice down to the 50. You got a put sale for next Friday. Don't mind owning some shares at 99 if it can happen. Good little triangle pattern looking thing. Depending on how big you draw it, it could look something like this. But again, a little bit of a breakdown coming back to old resistance. Probably could even break through the support. And then my anticipation, again, is that the markets pop coming into into 2016. I'll find out if I'm massively wrong, but regardless, if you can protect yourself, keep your losses as small as possible, everything should work out in the end. Here's Netflix. This was a bearish trigger at 120.86. The last 2 days, you had yourself a little bit of an evening star reversal pattern. Again, black candle, gaps down, bearish retest gap. Upper shadow shows that it retested this morning, rolled over very nicely, and probably will come back down to the 50 exponential moving average on the daily potentially. Here's the all-time high breakout, all-time high breakout failure. We've mentioned that probably 100 times in the last year that real life trading's been around. A lot of all-time high breakouts out there, ladies and gentlemen, and that's just another one that bites the dust on Netflix. So looking for it to pull back a little bit more and kind of do its thing. By the way, if you do follow us on YouTube and you do have a Twitter, I am on Twitter. I'm on Twitter. And 8,479 tweets, so I do tweet a lot. Here's the one that I was mentioning about the Netflix and Google. So this was posted. If you guys get a chance to follow me on Twitter, you're more than welcome to @NewSomeNuggets. But right here about December 10th, feeling a tad bearish on Amazon, Netflix, Google going into the next few days. Just a lot of candles were shaping up that it was, I don't know, just bearish really, I guess, overall. Last but not least, look at Chipotle and Google. So Chipotle, we actually finally had a bear call spread. Expire worthless, the 620, 625. That went to options heaven today. May it rest in peace. As of right now, the trend is still kind of bearish on Chipotle. Yes, a lot of bullish candles coming in right there. But the trend, the moving averages are still a little bearish. We're making lower lows and lower highs. We could bounce for sure on Chipotle, but here's what I think. On the hourly chart, here's kind of my setup. If we gap down, that's going to be the key. The key is going to be if we gap down and open below 560.89, I'm going to be a little bit bearish on Chipotle because it would trap the last 2 days of buyers, and I think that the trend would kind of hold its place and Chipotle potentially could roll over. So just keep your eyes on that. I'm still bearish non-directional. I think Chipotle could make it and probably should make it down to 480 after the really, really strong break of the $600 support. I think there's a lot of reasoning for it to get down to 480, but until it does, I'll just be slightly more bearish and bullish. And Google finally pulling back today again. Black candle, gap down, bearish retest gap. All is looking well. I want to come down to the 50. It might even come down a little bit lower than the 50, and again, potentially we get some bounces in the overall market. It'll be interesting to see what happens, but here's how you're going to know the bounce is going to happen. You're going to get a black candle one day, everyone's going to be afraid, everyone's going to be worried, and then the next morning the market's going to be up 2%. Whatever day that happens, that's the day to go long. Just kind of write it down, jot it down. You heard it here first. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you later. Have a great weekend. Thanks so much for all the compliments, the kind words, the emails, the suggestions, the thoughts, the prayers, the condolences with Ashley's family, with her experience last week. But anyway, you guys are just amazing. I really appreciate you being here. I know you got the email yesterday. Most of you did probably. We are going to have a big Federal Reserve webinar on Wednesday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you get registered for that. And next week at Real Life Trading, all week is Pet Week. I want to see your critters. Who do you trade with? I already got a few from, I got Trader Tom in the building. You guys will be seeing him soon. Of course, I'll throw some pictures of Highland, who is the dog that I trade with. That's Ashley's dog, but he's always by my side trading. I'm sure he knows more about candles than 90% of other dogs in the world out there. But anyway, next week is Pet Week. I want to see your pictures. I'll see you guys later. And until then, remember, love life, live life, and trade. See ya.